Good morning. It is Sunday. It's the 3rd of August. It's the Lord's Day. And our reading is from Psalm 119, 127. For this reason, I love your commands more than gold, even purest gold. This really sort of follows on what I was talking about yesterday. And that's perspective, the desire to be obedient to God. And this is the psalmist, when he says commands, he's talking about something broader than what we talk about. But he's saying God's words, God's desires, God's commands are the most important thing, the most precious thing that he has. And we have God's commands. What are they? Love God and love others. And if we're not seeing them as the most precious, as the foundation for our lives, then we need to ask the Spirit to help us change our perspective and move those into first place. Because our security is grounded in who God is. And his commands are where our security is. It's loving him and loving others, because that's how we serve him. That's how we show our love for him, by showing his love to others. And loving here sometimes means within the body, it may mean coming up to somebody and saying, I really care about you, and that's why I'm going to say, I think your choices are hurting your relationship with the Lord. To care enough about somebody, like caring enough about your children, to let them experience consequences, which is what God does with us. That's love. Too often parenting today seems to be, I want to be a buddy with my kids, so I'm going to protect them from the consequences of life. Now, we don't want to see them in pain. God doesn't want to see us there either. But loving means allowing them to experience what they need to experience to grow and become people of faith, morals, ethics. And in God's case, letting us experience consequences is a way to help us turn to him and to become more of the people he desires us to be. And so, therefore, he gives us his commands because we're not under the law. Our sins are already paid for. But he gives us the commands to love him and love others as the foundation for how we are to live as believers. And I talked a few days back about the need to be in fellowship with other believers, and that's how we encourage one another to understand the applications of those commands through teaching and encouraging. So if you're seeing this early today, then I hope you're going to be in fellowship in your local community of believers. And if you're seeing it later in the day or later in the week, I hope you were in the Lord's house this last Sunday. And especially since for a lot of churches, this last Sunday was Communion Sunday. And that's just another way of worshiping him and remembering what he's done for us to give us an even greater desire to do what he's called us to do. So, love God, love others, and as I said, I think yesterday, maybe earlier, keep looking up. Don't look at the world, but look towards heaven, for that's where your hope comes from. So, have a great Lord's Day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.